Hello, students. Mr. Metcalf here. Yes, it is actually me without the beard. I had to shave for the surgery on Tuesday, um, and I'll be overnight at least Wednesday in the hospital. So, if you have questions, please hold them till Thursday. Listen, I'll be extremely generous with the last assignment and this assignment because I'm not there. I'm not there to help out, and I understand that. It makes things more difficult. I do appreciate your patience. It was definitely not my intention to get plowed in the eyeball with a pitch from my son. So um, just hold your emails till at least Thursday this week. I should be home and I can check my email at that point. A couple things. Midterms are due by 4 tomorrow. If you are missing homework, I will try and get it graded by tomorrow evening, so that if you have a D or an F, I won't have to send a midterm home. That's like the least favorite thing I have to do, especially since y'all are very smart and are very capable. I appreciate all the emails of support. I also appreciate the emails asking for clarification. This is the first time I've done this assignment. Again, you guys are all very capable of doing it, but I can see that in the future I need to add, some more directions. So great, I appreciate that. You guys are guinea pigs, so I thank you for that. If you wanted to see, you can see the bruising went all the way down here. So what they're going to do, just to in case anybody wanted to know, they're going to go in through my lip under here, and they'll put metal plates, I think titanium, all throughout my cheekbone area. Then they'll go in under my eyelids. I don't really know how that works, or not eyelids, but like the bottoms under here. They'll go on the inside, and they'll put titanium plates on the orbital bone down here because they're all shattered, and that will keep everything in place. Then they'll put some kind of cast up inside my nose, and then they'll cast the outside of my nose. I'm not sure exactly how that'll work. I go back the following Tuesday to get the casts removed from my face. The titanium plates will stay in forever, so I'll always have to carry something on me saying, hey, I had this surgery, like if I go through a metal detector or something. It's a 5 to 6 hour surgery. The guy that's doing it is fantastic. My wife and I have done some research on him. He's very high quality. We'll be up at Mayo in Rochester, Minnesota, another very good place. That's where we go for my son's tumor. Anyway, so let's talk about the new assignment. By the way, if you guys do need the extra time on the DBQ, I'd rather have quality. I'd rather have you guys understand it. So, like I said, I'll be lenient with the time frame on that. Make sure you get any of their homework done. So, for this last assignment for the unit, okay, it's basically a dinner party, a high-profile dinner party that you would be attending at, for diplomats from all over the world. Okay, so here we go. Let me just read through this. Event entry, project launch. You have been invited to a black tie affair among foreign diplomats during a historically revolutionary time period. Now, the revolutionary time period is up to you. There's revolutionary time periods all throughout the world. Really, the only ones that I will have you refrain from are the American Revolution or any American wars or anything like that. That were on our soil, okay? So you're a diplomat. You have to it's not the easiest thing because none of you have been diplomats that I know of, but you're going to have to kind of put yourselves in a diplomat's shoes. How would they act? What would they be like? Things like that, okay? So here's the driving question, the questions you'll focus on to help you create this project. Okay, how can a leisurely diplomatic meal be used to affect greater world stability or regime change, right? How can you go to a diplomatic meeting and help to, I don't know, maybe end a war or create stability within a government, or even stimulate a government change? That's what regime change means, really, like changing the person who is in charge. So, so that's really what you'll be doing, trying to create stability, right? Like there needed to be stability after World War II, especially like in places like Africa, um, where you have a bunch of European countries who are leaving, um, and their governments are going to need replaced with each individual country's governments from those African countries. Okay. So, project description. You must select a time period and location of political turmoil from Africa or Latin America. Once selected, you'll need to provide a detailed analysis of both current events, what's going on today, and historical events of independence movements in Africa or Latin America. Okay, there's tons in Africa, there's tons in Latin America. So there's plenty to choose from. And what I think I'll have you do is, like, say you choose Sudan, okay? Then the events that you'll provide will be from Sudan. You don't have to do like other places around the world, okay? So let's just stick to one country to make it simple. And obviously if other countries have affected it, but and the goal, once you're selected, you provide the detailed analysis, all this stuff. The goal is to build a coalition, okay? It's not just one country trying to make changes everywhere else. It's a whole bunch of countries, right? Like the United Nations is a coalition. In Kosovo, in Afghanistan, and Iraq, it's not just the United States, it's a coalition of forces, a coalition of countries that are there trying to affect positive change. It's not just one country, okay? So the final product, you're going to produce a briefing document, okay, from whatever country you choose for whatever ambassador you're choosing in order to interact with important political actors for a regime change, for a government change, which is going to hopefully create stability, okay? And then you can see the rubric, your audience, right? That's the audience you'll be trying to convince or talk to, right? That's your ambassador, the other diplomats that you're trying to get on board, right? The ambassador of the country you're dealing with, and then the diplomats for the other countries you're trying to create a coalition with, okay? That's your audience. That's who you want to create the document for. So it's kind of like a persuasive document if you think about it, but it's a persuasive document based on historical fact, right? So if you wanted to discuss Rwanda, for instance, you could use what happened when European countries came in, created their own government, what they did to the culture and the people there, as far as creating different classes and races of people, which is what they did. And then the effect that had when they left the country, the effect was mass genocide, right? And your goal would be to stop something like that, right? To create stability instead of chaos that happened. Okay, so that's kind of an example right there. You would use historical facts to back up whatever argument you're trying to make. All right. The rubric is listed here below. Okay. Please check it out. Make sure that you're following it. This will be a 100-point project. What I would do is pick your country and ambassador and stuff like that first. Do your research. Then if you have questions on like the briefing and how to do it and things like that, then you can shoot me emails on Thursday and Friday, and you'll still have all next week to work on it as well. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it for this. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of questions, but like I said, um, hold those questions until Thursday. Start out with your research. Pick a country in Latin America, or um, first do some research on like what movements or political turmoil, things like that, revolutions that are in Latin America or Africa in the past, present, future, right? And then pick a country and go from there. I will say you can work with up to 3 people, okay? No more than 3, please. There's plenty of people in each class. Um, if you do this by yourself, it'll be a little more difficult, but it can be done. But work up with up to 3 people. The fact that I'm giving you guys almost 2 weeks to work on it should tell you that it should take you that amount of time, and there should be some good quality involved. I think it'd be really cool. You don't have to do this. This is just a really cool idea. If you like made a video of you sitting around with your friends, all dressed up and fancy, and your friends are the coalition people, or the people you're trying to convince to come on board with what you want to do. But that's a whole other thing, and I don't want to add that on because it might be too much for this. So, okay, I think that's about all I have. So, hopefully, you guys have a good day, and I will talk at you later.